Welcome everyone to another lovely and cozy community call. How is everyone doing?
Brandon's looking very, very thin.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Not sure what's going on.
Sorry, already derailed. Well, that's gonna be a record. About 3 seconds in.
Well, at least this time I'm pretty sure the YouTube stream is now up and running. This time, right off the bat, which is just nice.
It took us like 6 attempts.
I know. And if there are any issues, if you're watching in the Discord, there like YouTube activity, just head straight to the actual YouTube link because I think that's fine. I think it was just a few issues with the actual YouTube activity. But other than that, Sophie, how are you today?
Good. Yes, very good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. No one ever asks. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm very good. I'm a bit jealous of Brandon's pool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That must have been quick.
It was a nice looking pool, although he's frozen now. So
I'm frozen. Can you hear me there?
We can hear you. Yeah.
We can hear you. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm jealous of your internet, so that's that.
Haven't you got like a mega fiber connection there, Brandon?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not my internet. I'm using the tablet, and it doesn't seem to be too happy with Restream. So I'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Okay. It wouldn't be a BattleTabs, a Gangbusters stream without technical difficulties.
No, it's kind of part of it's becoming part of the brand and frankly part of the charm, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So something I wanted to check in with is Mike, how is Diablo 4?
Oh, good question. Yes, I've been playing way too much Diablo 4 lately. It's good. I'm not sure anybody else in the community has played it, but it's very good. It's very dark. Good story.
Yeah. I say, yeah.
Not for the under 18, I would say. It's very gruesome and gory.
Well, I and I think Sophie as well have been playing a lot of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which has been very, very cool. And I think we've both finished it. I think, is that right?
Yes.
Very
No
different.
Spoilers,
yeah, no spoilers. Don't worry. Spoiler-free stream as always. It's definitely a bit brighter color-wise than Diablo, and there is a lot less gore. The tone is quite different, but fun all the same.
Yes. Isn't it quite a long game? So you guys must have absolutely hammered it.
I think my last time I checked, I think it was like 80 hours or something.
I think I was over 100 hours in.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah.
It's something else. All right. So jumping into the call, the warm depths of the call, I thought first thing I think it'd be really cool to hear about is if people haven't already seen, and I will post it in the chat. But we put up, well, Mike specifically put up a very, very cool devlog video, which I found very interesting. And I was wondering if you could give us a bit more of a overview on the process, Mike, what you decided to include and maybe remove for time's sake.
Yeah, there was a lot. It's actually, this first one took a lot longer than hopefully the future ones. Just because there was I felt like in the first one I had to kind of like give a history of how we got to where we are because there's so much history in the game. And so that meant going back through the archives, digging through all the stuff in our Google Drive, all old Slack conversations and old screenshots. I keep a record. I keep every single screenshot I ever make. I store it to a folder, which then gets backed up to the cloud. So it's good that I can go through the history and look at some screenshots of what I was doing or what I was screenshotting years and years ago, which is quite nice. But yeah, you're right. There was tons and tons and tons of stuff that I left out, lots of updates and things like that. I just thought I would try and get to the meat of it because in the end, we're trying to make something that's entertaining and educational at the same time. So if it was just as dry, And on the 16th of August 2019, we did an update that fixed some bugs. And blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It'd be boring as hell. So I thought I would try and keep it concise to the more important ones and then try and keep it entertaining at the same time.
Yeah, it was a lot like, obviously I knew a bit about it, but there was still a lot just across the time period. It was so much happened every other month, it seemed.
Yeah, it's one of those like trivia games. What was it Brandon was doing? The like a trivia. Who was running? One of the mods was running a trivia competition thing, and it was like that was interesting because it's like, I forgot the game was going to be called Tabby Ships for a while instead of BattleTabs. But, yeah.
In an alternate universe, I'm sure Tabby Ships is doing well.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember thinking about like it was nice to just review, to remember what happened in the last few years, like all the things we've done. And also I remember things like we were going to call the game something Vikings at one point, I think, and decided maybe we might have something other than Vikings. So I
remember Alan doing some art, some sketches of it. It was like this. He goes, "Oh, I like this one, but I don't know whether you're going to go for it." It's like this one with a bloke with his head cut off and blood everywhere. I'm like, I don't think we're going to do
that one.
That's not. I don't think that's the style we're going to go for. It's cool though. But
it's cool. It's very cool.
Oh, and you and I think Brandon, you mentioned early on you were doing a lot of paper prototyping and like paper games with Tom. It was, I think.
Yeah. So back in the day, so the game initially was basically Battleships, and then we decided to, instead of make loads of other browser extension games, Mike and I had a discussion, decided we're going to try to make a better game, and that should give us more options on a sort of business strategy point of view. So we got Tom involved, and my initial thought was, maybe we'll do something like Advanced War, something like a tactical strategy game. But very quickly started, like Tom had all these different ideas, and we were doing lots of paper prototyping. So each match would take us more than 2 hours because there's no screen. So we have to, everything was on paper, and then we describe our feelings and our thinking after each move. And then meanwhile, he's making notes frantically. It took a long time. We'll play like 3 games in a day and be like, exhausted because it just takes so long.
Yeah, I couldn't include those obviously because I wasn't part of those early things, but it would be nice to have like a history from Brandon's perspective at some point. That would be a good one to do. Yeah,
maybe some fun bits that I remember.
Yeah. And then I met an investor. I had a call on an investor, and then I had another call with an investor, and then I had another call with an investor, and then I had another call, and then I killed myself.
Game over.
Respawn.
Off the edge of the devlog video, something that people are asking about was, what are we currently working on, and what's up next? So I put a few things there. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the naming we gave to those kind of like the battle view, the arena-y things. Do you recall, Mike?
The battle view arena-y things, what do you mean?
Yeah, like the
environments.
Ranks. Yeah, the environments. Were they just environments?
Yeah, I think we're calling them environments, aren't we, Sophie? Yeah,
that's what I've been calling them.
Yeah, so environments, scenes, whatever you want to call them. So the bronze, silver, gold, diamond environments. Yeah. So yes, things we're working on is getting those environments in new, and at the same time, I've taken it upon myself to refactor some internal code for that, and it's going more slowly than I would like. It's because it is. But hopefully I'm on top of it now. I hope, as of today, I'm pretty sure I'm on top of it now. On a more positive note, we actually have, I think, more people than we've ever had working on Gangbusters right now. We've obviously got us guys here full time, but then we also have 1, 2, and hopefully 3 part-time members working on it at the same time now, which is good. So we've got designers, and we've got UI designers, and we've got more programmers. So I'm just hoping we can make more progress and then hopefully launch on mobile this year.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I think a lot of people don't, because we're not always putting stuff out all the time. There is a lot of cooking happening. Basically, we're getting all the ingredients ready and preparing it, and we want to put stuff out that's good, that people will enjoy, rather than
and I think there was some criticism about the devlog video that it was a little bit too maybe businessy focused, a little bit too negatively on that side of things. But I think at the same time, like it's important, like for my to tell this other perspective, like from a business owner. I'm not just a game developer. I'm also a business owner, and I have a son and a family and a wife that I now need to pay for. So, like, unfortunately, like when I use the word like monetize, I am talking about it from like a business perspective, that we do have to pay like staff, and we have to pay rent and things like that. So we do have to continually think about the game from like a financial perspective as well. We do love making the game. We do love, as indie game developers, we like make but we do like making the game. But at the same time, it is important to think about that side. So the point I'm trying to make is that we could, rather than doing all this work to try and get to mobile and all this refactoring and all this other kind of like the progression stuff, we could just concentrate on just making lots more content all the time, just keep on pumping out content, more ships and whatever. And that's something we definitely could be doing right now. But we've made the conscious decision that even no matter how much content we push out, we're just not going to be able to earn enough revenue to be able to keep the company going on web. It's just web and extension is just not possible. So we've made a decision, a while back, that we have to, if we want to be able to survive, we have to go to a platform where we can make more revenue. And we decided mobile was the platform that we would target. I mean, there are other platforms, Steam and consoles and things like that, but we are targeting, we think that we're probably best suited on mobile. So that's the point I was trying to make, is that even though content updates are slow right now, I think once we get past this mobile release, we will be hitting the content train pretty hard. And because that's the live service model, you keep pushing content updates all the time and producing revenue as you release more ships, more skins, more modes, all that kind of stuff. You just look at any other mobile game that's out there.
And it's definitely. Oh, sorry, Mike.
That was a long-winded ramble.
I guess also in the it's something that a lot of people don't see is obviously we all talk about this. We're not just everyone's just blindly hip firing. We are having discussions internally and taking into account everything that you said, Mike, and the community and the players. And it can be a lot of things, a lot of plates in the air spinning at the same time. I think if you look at any sort of game devlog or any sort of game documentary stuff, I think the general consensus is that games are hard. Any way you cut it, no matter how simple it seems to be, like games are quite hard. There's a lot of different things.
I always say multiplayer games are about 4 times harder than any game. Try making a game in Unity, now times that difficulty by 4. That's about where it's at with multiplayer games. It's just so much harder as well.
I'd say times it by 10, I'd say.
Well, that's if you want to try. If you want to make money from it, times it by 10.
Yeah. All right. I had a pretty loose structure like last week. So if there's anything anyone really wants to bring up or talk about, please do jump in.
Maybe we can.
Yeah.
Sorry, my connection isn't great, so I keep cutting it, interrupting. But maybe we can talk about the cards, because you've spent quite a bit of time working on that the last few weeks, and I think it's kind of coming together
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I've been very deep into the cards sphere at the moment. So something that I guess, to overview is, we're trying to do a collectible cards system for both, like, so there'll be cards that obviously are related to the game, like, ship cards and all that kind of thing. And I think, Brandon, you'll probably explain this more if you want to talk more about it. But
Yeah.
I think one of the key things is that it allows us to integrate things with the community more, while also having kind of like a engaging collectible card experience, which we're aiming to have like crafting as part of the card experience. But Brandon, do you mind just talking about the community side of things, and then I'll jump back to rambling about what I've been up to?
Yeah. So I think we don't talk about the cards very often, but if some of you might know that the collectible cards are meant to be a way for us to create other experiences, other activities that ties back into BattleTabs and the Discord server and all the things that's happening on Discord. So the way people might earn cards, and a lot of this is still in design, but for example, you might earn cards by participating in tournaments, or by if you create content around the game that other people vote and it gets popular, then you might earn cards. So these are different ways that we're integrating the cards with community activities. And then another idea that we've always had was to have separate games either made by us or made by the community that leverages the cards. So we'll have SDKs for people to use, so they can connect, like, very easily verify players what kind of cards they have and then use them. So that's sort of like on a high level overview of what the cards are for. And we're getting close to releasing the first set. Sophie has created, I believe, almost all the cards now. They have different rarities. They look really cool. And Jamie's been working on the technical side of things, how we're going to release them, how they're going to be earned, how they're going to be distributed to the players. And at the same time, we are figuring out how the crafting is going to work, how there's like numbers, how many cards are going to be available, how many cards are going to be in the pack, and like all those things basically are in like a giant spreadsheet at the moment. So that's the cards that we've been working on for the last few weeks.
Cool. And yeah, I think from my, like, I've been coming at it as a very much like player first, like player perspective kind of approach. A lot of, so, these being digital cards, like what does that afford? Like how can people trade those? And also what's good about like the experience of, say, physical collectible card games, and how can we make sure that that is not lost when you're doing the digital card experience? That is something that's been like pretty key to my thinking. So for my background, I've played quite a bit of like Magic the Gathering. I've always enjoyed getting like booster packs and opening them and seeing what like cards are inside, and then seeing what I'll be able to like use, what I'll be able to play with, and that kind of thing. So that's something that we've like been focusing on, like speaking a lot with Brandon, like how we're going to handle that, how like a pack opening experience, how that's going to feel, and also with like digital cards, what we're aiming for is, like Brandon said, that they're going to be shareable, like not just within it won't just be like, it won't be limited to BattleTabs platform. People will be able to make their own experiences. So while we might not initially make any sort of like card game or like a card game about those cards, someone else from the community would be able to and hook into that, and then anyone who has those cards would be able to play with their cards in the community created experience, which is really, really cool. But yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge. That's probably why you've probably not heard us talk too much about it just yet. We kind of want to make sure we do it right, and it's something that people will enjoy when we talk more about it. I mean, I think already like Sophie's art of the cards is like awesome. The cards already look great. like I don't think that's a worry. It's more how people will like, you know, interact with it and stuff. And if you look in the collectible cards chat, there is a small portion of a card that you can see. But yeah, I hope we'll be able to share a bit more about it. We're not like, you know, we just want to make sure that it's, you know, cool and exciting before we share too much about it. But I'm personally very excited about cards. I'm sure you've seen, like, in the collectible cards chat, I've been asking people about their card experiences. Something that I find a bit like, so for example, again, this is a very personal example about, I guess, Magic the Gathering. So Magic the Gathering, the physical card game, is so cool because you can collect these cards, you can play Magic the Gathering, the card game, but you can also just play whatever you want with those cards. Like, you can make your own rules. You could go to someone else's house with your cards, and they can, maybe at their house, they're like, oh, well, I've got these specific set of rules that we can, you know, play these cards with, which is really cool. However, when you go to the, like, Magic the Gathering arena, you know, the digital card trading space, you don't really have that freedom. You can only use the cards within the restricted manner that Magic the Gathering arena allows you to do. You can't really, as far as I'm aware, there's no like player to player trading. It's kind of your cards are fixed within that experience. And I think that's kind of like a missed opportunity, and that is already something that you can do with physical cards, and there's no reason why you can't do that in the digital space. And that's kind of something that I think, you know, we're looking to do, and, like, you know, explore that area, which I think is super cool. But anyway, I could talk a lot more about cards and, like, the technology that we're doing it with, but I think a bit later, I wouldn't mind doing a bit of a video on, like, how we approach some of these things, because I think it's quite cool. Yeah, that's, unless there's anything in particular about cards, you know, we should talk about. I could ramble on more.
No, that's great. Yeah, sorry I put you on the spot there.
No, that's all right. Well, that it's not directly related to the cards, but I was wondering, how has Godot treated you, Brandon, with some of your community game stuff that you've been doing?
So in the game dev channel, if you're browsing there, you know that I started. So the idea is I'll start a new project. I'll use the Coracle, and then create a kind of like a starter template that people can use to just make a game together. And it was I've never used Godot before, because I've always been using Unity. So it was kind of like an interesting learning curve. It's very different in that if you approach Godot thinking it's just like an open source Unity, it's not. The way you set things up is very different. And just, you know, the reason why I chose Godot is because I wanted the project to be open source. Godot is an open source engine. It feels like a good fit. So I basically got as far as we have a Coracle that can do basic platforming movements, jumping, moving around. And then I sort of ran into an issue with IPs. Like I couldn't really figure out, do we use our existing Coracle 3D model? Because then we'll run into all sorts of copyright issues. Or should I just create a new Coracle and use that? So I kind of got sidetracked into making a new Coracle. It doesn't look as good, but it's there. So now we have kind of like an imposter Coracle. That said, I haven't. So this, I only do this sort of on the side from time to time. So progress is slow. I am considering going back to Unity. There was a vote on the game dev channel about what game engines people are most interested in, and Unity wins 3 times the vote. So and I'm also concerned that with Godot I'm a lot slower because I'm also learning it. So So yeah, I kind of think maybe I'll go back to Unity. I don't know. Like, if anyone has any thoughts, feel free to let me know. But I do want to get this out maybe later this week. So if people want to have a play, they can.
That'd be cool. Very cool. All right. I was thinking that. Oh, and we could do the card stuff with it, with
definitely.
community. Should we before I know you're all looking over to the corner, the cozy community corner, and you're really itching to go there because it does look very cozy. There's a little rocking chair with a blanket on it. You're like ready to, Mike. You're ready to jump right into that.
I've got my blanket already. Yeah, it's over there. I'm going over to that rocking chair.
But I thought maybe we should talk a bit about in exactly a month's time, the Pixel Expo in Perth will be upon us, and these three lovely faces, we can bring a paper B there as well if you like, will be in attendance at our very own little BattleTabs booth, which will be very exciting.
Yeah.
So that's something we're currently, making sure we've crossed the T's, dotted the I's.
So what have we got planned for there, Jamie?
What have we got planned?
What are we going to do?
Well, the current plan is that we run some in-person tournaments, which will be very exciting, and some merch giveaways. Because
special prizes.
Yes, special prizes.
Just ordered them today, actually. Some T-shirts. We're going to get some stickers, I think, as well.
Yeah, it'll be very, very cool. And I'm sure.
It's worth flying out to, no matter where you are in the world.
Yeah.
Fly out to Perth.
Yeah. You'll be, once you,
I'd say if you fly somewhere in the world to Perth to come to the Pixel Expo, we will give you a free T-shirt. How about that?
Yeah, that's a guarantee. That's a Mike guarantee.
That's a Mike guarantee. I'll give you the T-shirt off my own back. I'll walk around.
Yeah, we might have either a sudden drop off or sharp rise in attendance to our booth.
Why is this game developer naked?
I think I'm very excited. I mean, nervous and excited. I think it'll be very cool, and I'm quite excited to be a part of a BattleTabs representation in the real world in a little booth there.
Yeah, I've done it before with one of my games, and it feels great having people. It's it's great having a community, all you guys, knowing that you're playing, and I can see the output logs of the server all the time, all day, every day, no matter what time of the day people playing the game. But it's not the same as having somebody sat there playing a game. It feels great to watch them play and immediately discover all the bugs that exist in the game ever. Straight away, the very first thing we do is find a bug. It's like, oh, Jesus. But it's a great feeling. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'll be really cool. When we find out, so it'll be the August 5th and 6th. So that's a Saturday and Sunday next month. When we find out more details about, I don't know if we'll find out where exactly we are I'm sure we will. We can let everyone know if anyone is in the area that all the indie games are.
What's that noise?
What noise?
Am I the only one that hears that noise?
Is it what is it?
Someone might be unmuted in Discord.
Could be. Yes, IDK. Yeah, I'll just serve mute. Quiet, you. Okay. Continue. Sorry.
It's very exciting. It'll be very cool. And we're going to endeavor to video a bit and upload it, so it'll be you're all there with us, helping us set up all the many monitors that Mike's supplying.
I not only will I give you a free T-shirt, you can have a free monitor, one of numerous monitors that are down here. Just very blurry monitors. There's 8 of them down there. Why have I got 8 monitors? Just reasons. Don't ask. It's just fine.
Can a person ever have too many monitors? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh, and by the way, you may have noticed there are more new pictures up on the wall. These ones here. Should I go get one? Would we like to see one a bit closer up, or? Yeah, I'll go get one. Hang on. Yup. This one. There we go. Check that one out. Oh, look at that one. Is this the long sub or is this the mini sub?
Long sub.
This is the long sub. Is there 3 people in the long sub? Or 4?
3.
Okay. Show us how much. That would be a good trivia question, actually. The long sub is length 4, isn't it? So,
Yeah, but the front of it is just the front of the sub.
I just saw myself in the Discord, and you can see my underpants when I go backwards. Sorry. Yes, it's length 4, but 3 people in there. That would be a good trivia question for sure. But yes, these are very nice fetching things. I have had literally thousands and thousands of emails of people wanting to buy these, so we may put them on the store. Yeah, I've been inundated with people requesting these things. So.
You've had to update like your spam filters, like moving to different folders.
So much demand. The most important part of this area, my face.
Well, I think on that note, I think we should all head over to that comfy corner we all call
the
community corner.
Are we gonna?
Oh, okay.
I'm doing it.
I'm sure.
Brilliant.
All right, I will kick off with something I've thought is extremely cool and warms my heart to see. Is in the fan art channel, the BattleTab comics by Zachy Bake and Goldfish. Super cool comics. I don't know if anyone else has made any, so if I've missed out someone, please. I didn't intentionally miss you out, but keep the comics coming. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Sophie, you had one here that you wanted to point out as well.
Yeah, I think that Ninja Penguin's art has been very cool. Also, shout out to Mike for his lovely review of one of Ninja Penguin's art.
This week, Mike reviewed.
But the squid and the ice Nessie, very cool. I liked the colors a lot.
Yeah. Keep them coming. You might get a review. You never know. If that's not incentive, I don't know what is.
Mike and Brandon, anything you want to call out or just that you think is neat?
Did the tournament? Did we have a tournament winner last community call a month ago? I suppose I would call out whoever the tournament winner was. Forgotten who it was now.
It was. We have a look. Oh wait. Oops, I clicked in the wrong channel.
Here we go. It was. I'm opening it up now. It was Astrava V. Astrava V. Is that right?
Astra V? Was it Astra V?
Astra V.
Yeah.
Why is it? Why is the it not showing the BattleTabs names and stuff in there? Must be broken for some reason.
Oh, in the tournament thing?
Yeah, in the tournament UI, it was showing that like last time I looked.
Oh.
Stop showing me there now.
Mike, there's also a quick question about some very frosty ships that the iceberg
Yes.
the iceberg feature that you implemented. A lot of people aren't a big fan.
No bug, a feature.
Yeah,
right?
the iceberg feature, which I think is quite neat and novel. It's
Yeah, it's entirely intentional. I will look at it tomorrow again. I did an update, push an update today. I didn't announce it because it wasn't really that interesting, but it was it was adding Fractal auto login and also a new way to push scores to Fractal. So, but I will do another update tomorrow and see if I can address it again. The reason why I'm kind of dragging my feet on it, because normally I hop on the bugs very quickly, is because I'm working on this new version with the new environment and everything, and it's a completely different way of loading assets and displaying them on the screen. So it's like anything I do now to fix that iceberg thing is going to get replaced anyway in the next few weeks. So it's like, do I really want to spend like hours looking at that now when it's going to get replaced? That's why I'm dragging my feet on it. So, but yes, I've been called out quite a few times on it now, so I will have a look at it. Okay.
Well, I mean, you know,
this is the community corner after all. I'm feeling generous.
Just a quick note on. I really enjoyed the quiz. Was it Savage Tuna? I forgot who made the quiz, but that was hard. It was very hard. I tried it and I got like 2. But it's incredible what everyone knows about the game. And then there's that BattleTabs bingo, which I thought it was a very cool idea. It's almost like a challenge system that we're trying to make, but you know, like a manual challenge system, which is very cool.
I tell you what I'd love to do, because there's so much cool stuff that community have produced. I'd love to, and we talked about it ages ago, having like a page, a website that's like Googleable and searchable. People aren't on the Discord still, but we can like link to and show, look at this cool thing that somebody did. Do you know what I mean? Like it would be awesome to have like a page on the website that we can say, look at this awesome quiz, or look at this piece of art somebody done, or Monan's.
Yeah, I mean, we have the. I tried to put them on the blog. Onto like a category. But what I would love to have is just like an automatic exporter kind of thing, where if we post something to Hall of Fame, it goes to your website or the wiki.
It's definitely doable with a bot.
Right.
There are ways to embed Discord. I remember I linked one ages ago that there was a Discord embedding widget thing that you can do, so you can embed Discord on your site, which might be kind of interesting.
Yeah, but that won't be like search indexable. But at least we'll have that somewhere.
Don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, good stuff.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. All right. Well, unfortunately, we're gonna have to leave that cozy little corner. We don't have to. Yeah, we don't need to duck down or. Oh, okay. All right. All right, we're back.
Woo!
Oh, thank you, everyone. Is there anything before we head off after another lovely community call? It's always lovely to see all your virtual faces in the Discord. Is there anything else anyone wants to mention before we?
Are we doing another tournament?
Yes.
Yes.
Any plans? Anybody?
I think we kind of want to have some of those admin tools that Jamie was working on in the bot before we do another one, just because it'll be good testing for some of those new features and make management a little bit easier.
Can we do a fixed ship list tournament yet, Jamie?
Ooh.
So you're fixed to having. So because my endpoint supports it, so you could supply like coracle, sailboat, the longboat. You know what I mean? Fixed.
Yeah, that's super cool. I don't think I have that on height. I'll add that to height, and shall I get that in before next tournament?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Okay. All right. Let me just put a little note here. I think that would be very, very cool. Height task for shipwalk. Cool. Yeah, I think it would be really cool. Yeah. Sorry, I've just haven't given the tournament bot as much love as it keeps requesting. It keeps knocking on my door, asking. I know. These game developers, that's what they all say, they're just lazy. Yeah. Okay. All right. That sounds good. All right. Well.
Okay. Fantastic.
I
I don't think there's anything else. Anybody got anything else for the upcoming?
I don't think so.
Unfortunately, no dog reveal this episode.
No dog reveal.
He's not
Not
upset
even.
today.
What if you? Can I? I can't quite. I'm just trying to look over your desk a little and see if I can. No.
No.
Do you think you could tilt the camera down a little just so we could see the
Dog reveal?
Yep.
Can you see him?
Oh!
Blurry little black blob.
It's so blurry. Normally Bigfoot is a little
that
bit
was
more
very
blurry
cool.
than that.
Okay. All right. What a amazing point to end the call on. Thank you, Sophie. And thank you, everyone that has joined us for another lovely community call. All right. See you, everyone.